Your computer contains a hierarchy of folders or directories that form the basis of your file system. When you work at command line, you'll need to move around from one directory to another. This video addresses how to do just that. Navigate through your file system. Let's first consider a directory structure that might be representative of what you have on your own computer. I'll use this through the video as a way to visually track what's happening. At the top, we have what's often referred to as the root directory. It's typically represented by a single /. This directory contains all the other directories on your system. As you work down from the root, there is a single unique path that gets you to any other directory. The command pwd stands for print working directory and returns the full path, starting at the highest or root directory and working down the hierarchy to your current or working directory. Let's try that command now. For me, the path shows I'm in a folder named sovic.1, which is in a folder named users, which is in turn contained in that top root directory. For me, this sovic.1 directory is a special folder on my computer that's designated as my home directory. Most of what I do will occur somewhere within this directory. As my home directory, it's my default working directory when I start a new terminal session. So, the pwd or print working directory command is pretty simple. You can use it any time to see what your current working directory is. Now, let's say I want to change my working directory to the log directory within var. I can use the command cd, which stands for change directory, and specify the full path I want to move to. In this case, /var/log. When you run the cd command, one of two things can happen. If another prompt is returned, and otherwise it doesn't look like much happened, things probably worked as expected and your working directory has changed. Alternatively, you might get an error message that says no such file or directory. If so, make sure the directory does actually exist on your computer and that you don't have any typos in the path you've entered. Remember, everything is case sensitive, and it's a good idea to avoid spaces in your file and directory names. Spaces can't be included in paths unless some special notation is used. Make your life easier and just avoid them. If you want to ensure that you got your working directory changed, run the pwd command again. Here, I can see I'm in the /var/log directory as expected. Now, let's move back to the home directory we started in. Let's follow what we did before, but this time utilize a special and really useful feature called tab completion. At the command line, type the command cd followed by a space and the / that starts the path from the root directory. Next, type the first character of the next directory. In my case, a capital U for users. Instead of typing the 4 additional characters in the name of that directory though, I'm going to hit the tab key. For me, there is only one option that starts with a capital U and results in a valid path, so the rest of the name gets filled in automatically. I can then type the lowercase s for sovic.1, which is the next directory I want to specify in my path, and try tab again. Like before, that lowercase s is enough for the computer to know that the sovic.1 folder is what I'm targeting, so it fills it in for me. Sometimes a single character won't be enough. Say you have 2 folders inside your working directory, one named data and the other dogs. If you type a lowercase d at that point in the path and then hit tab, nothing's going to happen. However, if you quickly hit tab twice, you'll get a list of all the valid names the computer sees that could be options for tab completion. In this example case, you'd get data and dogs, and could then see that you need to type one additional character, the first A in data, for tab completion to work. Get in a habit of using tab frequently. Not only will it save you typing a lot of characters, but it also helps reduce typos in your paths. Everything we've done to this point has used what are called full paths. That means we've explicitly specified the entire name of the path, starting at the top or root directory and working down to the directory we're interested in. The option of relative paths also exists. These specify a directory's location relative to the current directory. For example, now that I'm in the /users/sovic.1 directory, I can move to the desktop simply with cd desktop. Don't forget tab completion here. Let's try it. I type cd space de and hit tab. And because desktop is in the directory I'm currently in, this works as a relative path, and the desktop becomes my working directory. Relative paths look forward, or another way to think about it is down the hierarchy as I have it represented here on the screen. It's possible to move back too, though, or in other words, up to a folder at a higher level in the hierarchy. To do this, you can use two dots. Since I'm in the desktop directory, I can type cd space ... and this will move me into the directory above the desktop directory, here, Sovik.1. Now, I'll use a relative path to move from this Sovik.1 directory to the /var/log directory. I can do that with cd space ... /var/log. Here, the first pair of dots moves me up to users. Then, the next pair moves me up to the root directory. From there, I can move down the branch of directories containing var and log. Whether you use full paths or relative paths is up to you. Just choose whichever one is most convenient. A couple more items before we wrap up with navigating at command line. The tilde, which is at the top left of most keyboards next to the number 1, is generally available as a shortcut to your home directory. No matter where I am, I can type cd space tilde, and this is the same for me as typing cd space /users/sovik.1, the full path to my home directory. Since most everything you do is somewhere inside your home directory, and therefore it will be the beginning of most paths you work with, having a single character represent your home directory can save quite a few keystrokes. One more trick is that whenever you move from one directory to another, you can type cd space dash, and it will move you back to your previous directory. For example, I'm currently in /var/log. We can check to be sure with pwd. I'll move to my home directory with cd space tilde. Check this worked with pwd, and then move back to /var/log with cd space dash. Again, I can check things worked with pwd. To sum up, understanding full paths, relative paths, and just a couple of commands, pwd and cd, is pretty much all you need to be able to navigate anywhere on your computer at the command line. As you do, don't forget those built-in features like the tilde for your home directory and tab completion. Taking advantage of these will greatly increase your efficiency while working within the terminal.